Hey everyone. In this video, I would like to talk about related conditionals. So a related conditional is when we take a conditional statement written in the if-then form and we rearrange it or we negate certain parts of the conditional statement. So let's just run through what our related conditionals are first. So just to start off with, remember a conditional statement is something where we have a hypothesis and we have a conclusion. Notation-wise, we like to use the letters P and Q to represent the hypothesis and the conclusion. So our regular conditional statement, what we're starting with, is going to be written as if P, then Q. So we have if our hypothesis, then our conclusion. Again, notation-wise, in math, we like to use arrows to indicate that P implies Q. So I could write this as P, then Q like this with an arrow. So our three related conditionals we're going to talk about are converse, inverse, and the contrapositive. And as I said, these are rearranging our original conditional or it's negating certain parts. So the converse of a statement, we just switch the hypothesis and conclusion. So instead of if P then Q, our converse is going to be if Q then P. So we're just reversing the order of our statement. And in notation, I could write this as Q implies P. The second related conditional is the inverse. So the inverse, we are negating both the hypothesis and the conclusion. So instead of if P then Q, we have if not P, then not Q. So it's taking both the hypothesis and the conclusion and it's negating them. In notation, we can use a little squiggle to indicate not, or it's this symbol. So not P implies not Q. And our last one, contrapositive. The contrapositive is a combination of both the converse and the inverse. So we switch them, we switch the hypothesis and conclusion, and we negate both of them. So we have if not Q, then not P. And in notation, we have not Q implies not P. And those are our three related conditionals. So here we're just using P and Q to represent the hypothesis and conclusion. Why don't we do an example where we actually use some phrases? So let's say our hypothesis is snow is falling, and then our conclusion is it is winter. Our original conditional statement, we're going to write this in the if-then form. So if snow is falling, then it is winter. Our first related conditional is the converse. The converse, we just need to switch the hypothesis and the conclusion. So here we have, if it is winter, then snow is falling. Just switching the beginning and the end of our sentence. The second related conditional, the inverse, this one we're going to go back to the original conditional, and then we're going to negate the hypothesis and the conclusion. So here we're going to have if snow is not falling, then it is not winter. And lastly, our contrapositive. Remember, this is a combination of the converse and the inverse. So we switch the hypothesis and conclusion, and we negate both of them. So we're going to have, if it is not winter, then it is not snowing. So there we go. There's our original conditional and its three related conditionals. So remember, related conditional, we're either rearranging or we're negating certain parts, or we're doing both, as in the contrapositive.